I think the size of the property market from a retail perspective will only be determined by one thing and one thing only, and it's income groups and income growth in the country. But South Africa is still, I believe, undershopped because a lot of there's still a fair amount of shopping that's informal in the country, and the townships are still undercovered in terms of retail. So that will continue to grow. The rural towns are even worse from being undercovered. That's obviously for infrastructure reasons, whatever maybe. But there will also be growth in those markets. I think on the urban side of things, probably trading at about where we should be, but there will always be property exchanging hands between owners of property, and quite a lot of property is still sitting in private hands and private companies that aren't necessarily listed in the stock exchange. So there'll always be opportunity there. But of course, we're not only buying retail. We're buying offices, we're buying industrial. There's a fair amount of activity there. On the officer side, in fact, one of the portfolios that we're negotiating on now, a fairly large portfolio, is offices. And Dipula is in a unique position that it is predominantly black in fact, it's 100% black from a management company perspective. And there's a significant black stake in the company itself, owned by management, that ensures a fair amount of goal alignment with our unit holders. We're busy with a transaction now that will take our shareholding as management up to more than 20%. In terms of what the BEE credentials mean for us, they mean that we can do government deals, and a lot of other listed counterparts sort of disinvesting out of that because of the new regulation from Public Work in terms of how they allocate leases to especially listed companies. We see that as a exciting growth area for us. Currently, our exposure to government is less than 5%. So I think if we just grew that to about 20% or whatever, that would be a substantial number. And so on. So we're actively seeking those opportunities. We see ourselves as a perfect exit point for PE guys that's sitting with substantial government portfolios, can't take them anywhere. They're looking for a way to exit, so they can either sit with Dipula units, or we can pay them cash for those, because they have to sell to another BE, which obviously puts a whole lot of restriction in terms of the tradability of those assets. But companies like ourselves can actually pick that up and create a bit of liquidity in that market for those for those investors.